Hi everyone. I have I have two drinks here. One is coffee. It's cold and it's actually really bitter. Let me grab some chocolate and then I have tea. Mhm. Um Wait, do I have like chocolate over here somewhere? Where's my chocolate, bitch? Wait, you guys know that song by Baby Metal? You know what the song I'm remembering is? Oh, but I can't. Dun, 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 dun. Hello. I'm just remembering Japanese songs. I got like chocolate for my coffee, even though the coffee is cold. It's just bitter. Ooh. Okay. So basically, the spiritual attacks are becoming less and less, basically. It's actually really good. Now I want to do a reading for really. In my profile, in my highlights, I think there's a specific thing I have for readings, and then the prices are on there. Okay, because I don't really do it for money, but you can donate so that I can be able to do you a reading specifically. But usually I would do it with the booking and all that jazz. Okay, so I'll just make it as professional as possible if you want to ask me for a reading, because I really like I said, it's more than just serious. It's actual business. Okay. Like that's like Venusian energy as well, and they need to it needs to be done right so that the reading can go right. You know what I mean? Okay. No problem. So I'm grabbing the Gaia Oracle right now because there's a relationship in our etheric fields is changing. It's the dynamic between co-creation and recreation. Ooh, okay. There's a dynamic between co-creation and recreation. Y'all, this is actually pretty good. This is basically what I'm talking about, right? I have cold coffee here, a cold bar of chocolate, but somehow it's warming my soul type energy, you know? It's hard to chew. I don't usually eat chocolate, but I'm a fan of combination. So I'll check out the Gaia Oracle with the Love Oracle messages. And I'm not stalling. I'm just getting downloads and I'm just feeling the energy for myself. Like I just tried that and I felt like the ratio was a little off. I can still feel it in my throat. So it's like I'm getting something sweeter for me. All right. This would be like, I don't have sugar, so I had to use strawberry compote, like jam, but like highly condensed sweet strawberry jam in my tea. Hi. So that's like also the energy I'm getting. It's like about coordinates. Yeah, recently I got coordinates as well. I feel like there's energy of like NASA all up in my ass type shit. Yeah, sacred journey and healing. Life cycles, family transformation. reconnecting with your true nature. I don't know what she's doing, bro. Like, run line. Stop. She's like specifically like, I don't like this energy because she specifically, people specifically target her as well, in order to make her like misbehave in front of me, so that like I'm like punishing her all the time so that I feel guilty type shit. But there's healing, creativity, and fertility here. And oh, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what it is about where I'm at right now, but it feels like people want to test my integrity to the point where they want to ruin me and ruin all my relationships, so that my love interest doesn't look at me a specific way. But the thing about it is that they are dead to me, and so is the love interest that they're trying to make as if like is my divine masculine, that is not, like literally dead to me. Like, and I'm, see what I'm talking about? Reflection, illusion, self-examination, distortion. Like, this is what I mean. They're trying to make it seem like, I don't know how to explain when I speak about they, and these motherfuckers start thinking like, well, who is she talking about? You, bitch. I'm talking about you. Okay, I'm talking about you. Travel, romance, potential. I'm talking about you. Like, if you ever think like, oh, who is they and who's doing all this to her? It's you. It's literally you. The message is here. Okay, like literally the message. Positive news, positive outcome. I have good news. I have positive outcome. I have more than that, actually. I don't have to prove myself or anything that I do, or even try to deprove or disprove of anybody else or discredit anybody else from what they do. I don't have to live by your life rules. I don't have to live for you, for anyone, for anything. In fact, I don't even have to live at all. And that's really what people are fucked up about, is the fact that like, it's not that I don't have the self-importance that you need. It's the fact that I don't give a fuck about what you need. That's really what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. Gaia. See, this is what I mean. Look, wisdom, knowledge, spiritual understanding. I'm saying it's not that I can't provide for you what you're looking for. It's that I don't give a fuck about what you think you're looking for. Okay? Temptress. See? Look, seduction, deceit, a broken promise. This is basically the vibe. Right? This is basically the vibe here, where it's like, when you came down to this planet, when you came down to this world, you thought that you were gonna be catered to. You thought you were gonna be a king. You thought you were gonna be a queen. You thought you were gonna be someone of importance. You thought you were going to thrive here. But the only reason that you felt that way is because people had gaslit you back before you were even born. They were already gaslighting you. They already told you about all the bullshit. But then they also tried to make it seem like the promise wasn't made in the beginning. Right? And these are the same fuckers who really thought that it was okay for them to utilize Gaia's energy, utilize Gaia's power to be able to then subject you to a reality that's scarce for them to live in. The sacred journey. I'm saying they feel lacking. Okay, so these are people, there are people around here, right, who feel completely in lack in their spiritual journey. They feel completely gone, like literally hidden path, like marriage is spirit and matter. They don't understand sex. They don't understand sensuality. They don't understand tantra. They don't understand physical union. They don't understand combination. They don't understand, like amethyst. They don't understand, literally, they can't understand, what's his face, the power of co-creation, especially in crystalline energy or crystal grid energy. Okay, like crystal grid healing, they think it's alien as fuck. Like they have no idea what that is. Okay, so you have transformation, certainty, and confidence, right? With amethyst coming out here. Look, moonlight goddess, right? Repressed emotion, healing, and reflection coming out quite a bit here, because I understand that people are attempting to reflect off of me to be able to find things within them that is going to represent the same qualities that I'm representing in order for them to be able to feel that divine spark to move forward. But the reality, reflection, the reality is I am not you, okay, sis? Okay, bro? I'm not you. I am the divine feminine. You know what I mean? I am the divine feminine. I do have a divine masculine. And the thing about it is that my divine masculine is within me. So even if people thought that he wasn't gonna, like, he was gonna go, he's not going anywhere. Like, I don't know where the fuck, like, people think that he's gonna, like, be at, or where they're gonna try and put me at, or try to do spell work to be able to bind something to something else when it's never worked before, type shit. Like, and the same thing occurs within everybody's life. Like, every single person deserves to feel like they are pure, right? Every single person, like, purification, water, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation. Every single person deserves to be able to reach the point in their life where they, starting something new, the flame trees. I'm saying, like, I couldn't be any more clearer about what is happening in the world right now and how it's affecting me and why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting, why I look the way I do, why I've been putting videos out the way I've been putting them out, like, type shit, why I'm writing about what I'm writing about. And the whole thing, see, Phoenix Rising right here. Again, new face, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, change mind. It's like, so whenever there's kind of like suspicious energy around, right, and then pulling out love cards, and we're talking about the marriage, I'm talking about sensuality. Whenever there's this suspicious energy around, it brings me to a standstill. It brings me to, like, a stop. I feel as if my environment is being threatened. And I have to be able to protect myself in that energy. I have to be able to protect myself whenever I feel like my environment is being threatened. And I don't need people to come to me and be like, oh, your environment isn't being threatened. And bitch, like, there'll be a straight up, like, fire. I'll be straight up dying. Like, I'll be bleeding out. Like, I'll be like, it will be some crazy ass shit. Like, cause I've had nosebleeds before just trying to live my life. Like, I'll just be chilling. All of a sudden, I'm getting really bad nosebleeds. I'm tasting blood. I feel like my environment is being threatened. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm under spiritual attack type shit. And people would just be like, nothing is happening to you, driving me crazy just to be able to make it seem like I need to be put away into a position, like put it into somebody's pockets or put it into somebody's, like it's really people trying to place, right? Trying to place themselves in other people's lives, trying to place themselves in other people's realities, trying to place timelines where timelines don't belong, and thinking that they control time when they can't. They don't even want to study or master it. And that's really what I'm trying to talk about here with Changed Mind. It's like, I don't know, like, it's the predictive patterns. Yeah, that's what I'm breaking right now, cycles. It's the predictive patterns. It's predicted conversation, predicted wordings, predicted automated conversation, communication, scripted. Yeah, literally scripted. Stabbed in the back energy here with the runner and reverse, and both of them heart in the key here. Getting together and perfect. It's literally like, yeah, I don't know, like, literally people don't understand why it's so irritating for me, why it's so annoying, why it makes me react like this. Because to me, it's nostalgic. To me, it's like, oh, you're trying to make me look back. Oh, you're trying to make me look like back, and I'm telling you no, and you're trying to rape me, and I'm saying no, and you're thinking it's passion, like, and that's what I'm trying to say. And that's why they don't want to understand that these motherfuckers is heartbroken. You understand? Like, and that's what I'm trying to talk about when it comes to rape, spiritual rape, when I'm talking about consent, permission. Like, I would be straight up saying no, like no, and people will be like, well, that means yes, and I can fuck you, like, and I'm like, what the fuck, what, like, how did you even? And it's like, it bothers me, it boggles me, because then men will really go around believing that, like, repetitive, like, believing, like, things about me, believing things about my character, being like, oh, she has big titties, that means she's a slut. Like, bro, what? Like, sending, like, it doesn't correlate to who I am. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. So there'll be somebody who's like a rapist, a full-on pedophile, a full-on rapist, a full-on fucking reptilian, a full-on Satanist who's trying to force me to live in their house. And, like, people would be like, well, you're just a slut, and that's why he's attracted to you. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that doesn't even like, first of all, I was like 16, 17, and then they're like, well, people in America at 16 and 17 act this way, and I'm like, isn't that your generation of parenting that caused that shit? Like, seduction in reverse. I'm saying, like, children are not seductive. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy for people to think that children are seductive. Like, that's crazy. Like, I can't even begin to explain how crazy that is. And that's why people don't understand what sensuality is. They don't understand what marriage is. They don't understand what family and union is. And people think that it's a game, it's a joke. And in California, they're allowing pedophilia at 13, 14, right? And then in other places, they're allowing people cut themselves to become transsexual, so there are a whole bunch of over people with fake money who are doing all these fake surgeries on children, who are then forgetting who they are, and then attempting to make themselves be ye are gods. But it's not working. Why? Because look, see, harmony, look, power, self-confidence, productivity. Now you have all these trans kids being like, please help us, we want to be free, and we're like, well, shit, like, you're gonna have to go through your reincarnation, you're gonna have to go through your rebirth, you're gonna have to start all over again. And you know, the best thing to do, if you have already went through surgery and stuff like that, you know, you've already been emasculated, like, you've already been defeminized. Like, that's about the worst kind of blasphemy you could have, is defeminizing and emasculating yourself. Like, do you even understand like how much culture you have like destroyed trying to be able to emasculate or defeminize yourself? Like you have children in Africa who are being genetically mutilated. They're not just their genetics, but their genitals are being mutilated, being cut up from the inside. I mean, they're putting, like, you know, those toilet brushes, they're putting like metal toilet brushes type shit in like little 15-year-old girls' vaginas, like 6-year-old girls' vaginas. They're getting them pregnant. They're like saying, either you're gonna have to go through this hot ass metal thing and shut your vagina up forever, or you're gonna have to get pregnant now type shit. And women have to deal with that. You see, evolution, earth changes, climate change, transformation, and people have to deal with that, and those children have to deal with that, Gaia. And that's why we can't give a fuck. That's why we can't give a fuck about your resources. That's why we can't give a fuck about your integrity. That's why we can't give a fuck about what you want and what you think is law, when people are literally out here getting genetically mutilated, and you're sitting there asking for big, like, literally hidden gift, sadness, and ending new beginning, like, and you're literally going around asking for money to do what? To go buy yourself something that you're gonna just eat up, and you're not even gonna care about the people who can't even eat what you're not even gonna pray for those that you like liberation, like like breaking free from negative attachment. Like, it's crazy. And that's really what's going on. Mirror, I can't make this up. Of course, me and my divine masculine are mirroring off of each other. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes, and it's natural. So there are people who are not understanding the frequency of exchange. Okay, so you have take a chance, risk, being strategic options, showing hand gambling over here, but it's coming out in reverse. And it's about like being in a winner mentality. See, not today. There are people, Caroline, that's my painting. There are people who are basically always in some kind of like loser ass energy. They're always losing. It's really like, it's crazy. Okay, so I don't want to mention people's names, and I don't want to say examples because I don't want those people to get offended, but I am still going to have to use them as an example because that's how I learned the lesson. So I watched someone write like for hours and hours a day, writing for pennies, writing for pennies. And I at first admired them for their tenaciousness. I admired them for their determination to be able to continue writing and continue being in that delivered energy so that they can be able to produce what they wanted. But then, like, I realized that they're spending all this energy trying to produce all this work that's stressing them out for something that they are not even that fully passionate about, and they're trying to convince themselves that they're passionate about it just so that they can be able to approve of themselves spending so much time and energy for those pennies. And I was just like, that's not justified at all. And I didn't agree with it, but having a conversation with that person was gonna be like taking a risk. Like, it was going to put me in a situation where I was going to gamble, and anything that's a gamble is a fucking loss, period. Wedding ring, see? And union, wedding, marriage, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. And see, that promise is coming up again. You see how in the first time it came up as temptation, right? And now it's coming up as liberation. Why? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to soul love connection, these types of energies are not able to be in them or even notice them, appropriate themselves in them, or even understand what that is. Simply put, these are the losers. The ones who end up heartbroken are the losers. The ones who end up fucking hurt and all this shit are the losers. And nobody wants to be a loser. Nobody wants to be a fucking loser. And so the truth of the matter is that the only way for you to be in that winner energy, victorious energy, is for you to be with God. But people wanted to be with Disney Channel instead of God. And that's literally a Nazi party. So look, talking, right? And that's basically what's going on with Gaia and the relationship with Gaia. Like, what's with the relationship with Gaia? Look, yin and yang. I'm not even fucking playing creating harmony through balance. I mean, you're talking about demons and angels, right? You're talking about devils and divine beings, devils and deities, literally devils and deities, demons and angels, okay? You have ye and gods, like literally ye are gods. And the message is that, like ocean of eternal love, healing, creativity, and fertility, there is a chance for us to evolve where we're at right now. And and people, oh my gosh, y'all, like, you know this energy. We've been in this energy for so long, where it's like, where you know that you are capable of taking a step forward to be able to evolve something that, like, just like that writer I was talking about, you know you have the opportunity to evolve something that might have seemed minor in the past, might have worked out differently, might have been seen in a different light, but a slight change to the dynamic that you're presenting it in is going to cause, like, all the cause and effect that will then produce or reproduce that reverberation that you need to be able to continuously generate the actual financial stability, sanity, any kind of progress that you need in your life. When it comes to that victorious energy, whatever your destiny or your fortune is leading you towards, yeah, I'm at this transformation, but like, I keep on saying but because I want to remind people that everything that you say after the but doesn't really fucking count. What happens before the but is what's gonna cause that cause and effect, okay? Repressed emotions here. A lot of it is like, I have to squint everything because it's like somebody wants me to play dead or fall asleep, or maybe I'm just supposed to close my eyes and think. What do I say that? No. Okay. But it's true though. Okay, so message. Okay, I'm just getting love messages. I'm getting people being in love with each other. I'm getting people being happy. I'm getting people being like advancing in their realities, advancing in their life, feeling like just feeling more creatively endeavored in their lives. Like, people are just like becoming better overall, yin and yang. But it seems like there is some energy that is like a cry for help. Okay, a lost love. I'm saying surrender, healing, release. There are people who are trying to cry out for help when it comes to love. Okay, intuitive communication. Yeah, I'm saying I knew something was weird. I think what they don't understand is that everything becomes more and more integrated. So I put up boundaries on projections. Okay, let's continue. I just don't believe in like people projecting onto me, making me feel as if I can't breathe. Like, literally, I have to tell people like, you can breathe, you know, like I have to tell people that you can breathe, you're okay, like you're good. But they want to look at me like, breathe, Mimi, breathe. I mean, breathe. Like, bitch, you're going to drown, bitch, like trying to fuck with me that way. And that's really how I feel. That's just how I feel. No. So King of Pentacles coming out here. Ooh, this is smelling like this is smelling like an ancient book. Literally, that's what it smells like. Okay, So what's going on here with King of Pentacles energy? This is giving me like most of my divine masculine energy as well. What's going on? I can't make this fucking up. Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Yes, somebody feels as if they literally like, okay, so this energy is of the Akashic Records, by the way. This is the energy of the Akashic Records. This is the energy of intuitive tapping and intuitive communication as well. And that's really what, yeah, that's being enlightened. Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. I mean, Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords energy. And with intuitive communication here, right? That would be also 10, right? 10 energy. But you can't add these two together because they're two different suits, right? So that's what's going on here. It's like why am I hearing parallelogram? Okay, so this is about okay, so one more card. Can I get one more card, Holy Spirit, for this? Yo, I don't understand why I keep, okay, so okay, so I keep falling asleep. I keep falling asleep, like when I'm trying to go to bed, I can't sleep. But when I'm trying to do something important, it's like immediately, like somebody wants me to have some sort of disorder or something where I'm like, so when I was a kid and I used to eat, okay, when I was a kid and I used to eat food, right, I would always be forced to, I would always be working. I would work for long hours. I would be working. I'd be getting drained a lot of the time. I was just tortured as a kid, so I didn't have enough sleep growing up. And so when I was eating, I just like fall asleep while what I was eating. So I ended up not eating as much as I was supposed to. And then later on, when I started actually living more with my dad and with my mom together, they actually were not compatible at all. The whole thing was that my mom trapped my dad to be able to put her in a situation where she could feel more empowered in Africa. My dad was with my mom because he thought that he was going to be able to understand more of the culture because he is a black man. And, you know, when you see white women as a black man, it's like your fucking head goes fucking nuts type shit. Like, okay, bro, cool. Like, honestly, like you're looking at a mixed child, and I'm telling you, at that point, like the nigga was standing around like all these white bitches who then use him for his culture just to be able to destroy his land and his community, and he would sit there like, how did this happen? Like, is this? I don't understand it. But then he also wants to teach people about slave mentality, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And that's how I knew the guy was tripping. He was tripping. I was like, ain't no way you're gonna sit here and act like you have medical evidence to be able to save people from slave mentality when you were just trying to destroy somebody's soul. And that's what you have evidence of, how you failed to break somebody's soul. You can't break my soul, right? And then yeah, just to come find out like that's the truth, and everybody been free and we've been good. But then they also wanted, and this is the last card, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. This is a wish fulfillment, pride, ego, arrogance card. This also has to do with Jinn energy. You see how he has that pocket, the little satchel? What is in there? Is it a coin or is it a heart? Because sometimes people don't understand what these little satchels be doing. Because he knows something you don't. I know something you don't. I know something you won't ever know. Right? Type shit, like. And that's basically what the Nine of Cups energy is. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about here, is like, it's about these people who are hiding secrets, hiding information, hiding technology, hiding the truth, hiding like they want to be able to seem like, oh, aliens are real, and they will come in to abduct you, not trying to tell you that they already knew that the UFOs were sent here to be able to help people advance in their technology. And these motherfuckers really thought that they were going to use it for mass weaponry, right? Because that's exactly what Hitler was doing. If you notice Hitler's plans, it was about the UFOs and all the machinery they were using. But in order to create that machinery, they had to copy the plans of the pyramids, because they didn't know why the fuck pyramids were created. Because they really thought it was all alien shit, right? But they didn't understand it was really them alienating themselves, because they were trying to fit into a standard, right? Like I said, the Nazi standard is they're trying to fit into a standard, alienating themselves and then blasphemizing against themselves, and then literally being so in fear that their eyes turn fucking reptilian, to the point where they really feel as if they have to control the nations of people, or else now people are gonna think that they're aliens. And the truth of the matter is that we're all fucking aliens type shit. Like, that's like, and then that's really where we're coming from in the situation, is like, we're all here. We all been chilling. We've been from different galaxies. We know our history. We know our culture. But these people are like, these people who are Nazis, they don't know their history. They don't know their culture. They think that they have to create their own culture of Nazism, right? Which is honestly not how it even began or even started, because it's been like, and that's with the whole Jotunheim and Ragnarok and whole situation. But this is the 20,000 year golden cycle, right? We've already been past that whole Nazism. We've been past trying to cure slavery, and we've been past trying to heal people. We already moved forward so far ahead forward that now we're in this part of a reality where it's like, you know what? You know those machines that they were using to be able to create those homes so that they would be able to withstand really bad temperatures, right? Instead of doing that, how about we actually listen to what our ancestors told us when it came to situations in housing, right? And the way vibrational frequency work within housing. But they don't want to listen to that. They want people to buy Teslas and run away from the world and go to Mars and go survive in Mars so that they can make a movie about it and then not even pay you for it. See? And not even pay you for it because they want free slave labor, because that's exactly how these Nazis work. Judgment, I'm telling you. That's how it works. They want free slave labor, and that's just so awful, because that's nothing to do with dominion. It has nothing to do with virtue. It has nothing to do with truth and anything like that. So yeah, and that's why it's so difficult for people to be able to be reconciling in the world that we live in currently, especially in America, where everybody feels like they have to hide themselves from everybody else and pretend to be nice in order to just satisfy some sort of sense of self-worth, because they feel like they have to be able to represent themselves highly because of how they have portrayed themselves in the world. So literally, it's people falling under their own fucking pressure here in America. Literally, people falling under their own fucking pressure. People not being able to understand that they can't be able to live up to the standards that they created because they were never happy in those standards to begin with. Okay, I was just making sure. Yeah, so basically that these people were never happy in those standards to begin with. They were never, see, it's being enlightened now that the only way that they were even happy to begin with was in this ignorance energy, when they didn't see the truth, when they didn't allow themselves to see the truth. They felt more in control over their reality when they're able to protect themselves from their own happiness being destroyed, or even the mental awareness of their reality being destroyed, instead of learning the lesson through it. Because why would we start recreating the same natural disasters that we had already survived millennia ago just for you to have your memory refreshed? Make it make sense. We're not doing that, right? Just because you didn't pass the exam doesn't mean that we all have to be held back due to do that at that grade, at that year, at that level. Just because you failed the mission doesn't mean that we don't get to move the fuck on and forward. And that's basically what's being learned right now. And America really basically is trying to, yeah, America can't do anything about it. I'm saying, like, everybody's investments has always been put into the present principle, into the right now. Everything is being filtered through the present moments to be able to manifest the actual true dream that is the actual plan, the vision that God has placed within all of humanity to fulfill for his kingdom. Amen. That's basically what's coming up. Queen of Cups energy. So I feel this way because, yeah, okay, so I just need to get some water. So, like, that's what happened. Yeah, literally, there are people who project energy onto me continuously. Okay, so there's people who project, like, okay, so can you see this? This is how I know it's projection. Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Swords in reverse, both falling on the floor. Like, there's two bullets colliding together, crashing against each other. Two different people projecting onto me at the same time, and both their projection failed, as you can see. but their projection failed. And the projection that they're trying to make is based off of like the fact that like right now, if I say I don't have water, right? I don't have any water here to drink. So I can't drink my coffee anymore because it makes me feel a little dehydrated. I can't drink my tea anymore because it's a little, it's giving too sweet. It's giving too much. It's giving too thick, right? I need some water, but I can't drink any of the tap water because the tap water is fucking chlorine to shit, to absolute shit, right? And then I can't boil my water because my water is just going to taste nasty. I don't have any sugar, so I definitely have to go to the store to get water, sugar, tea, like, and to be able to do that, I need to find the motivation to take my ass and stand up and start walking all the way. And the reason that I have to feel that way is because I'm in a position where I didn't have to be in to begin with. I didn't want to be here. I didn't have to be here. I didn't ask to be here, like, at all. And because somebody really thought it was okay to kidnap, rape, sell, and traffic me. And also people think that, oh, because I am beautiful, I also deserve to be raped, trafficked, and stolen and all this shit. Like, people truly believe that, okay, well, you just deserve it because you're pretty, like, you're privileged, so that means that it's okay for us to rape you. Like, that's really the mentality people are having right now. Like, oh, okay, you have pretty hair, you're a prophet, you're a chosen one, that means that it's okay for us to rape you, right? Like, that's literally the mentality they're having. Like, they're like, you're an earth angel, right? So that means it's okay for us to rape. It's some Sodom and Gomorrah bullshit. It's some Sodom and Gomorrah bullshit, and people are not understanding. They're not understanding that they can't do that. Literally, they don't understand that. They're like looking at me like crazy, and I'm like, I don't want to have sex with you. Like, I'll literally be like telling people like, I don't want you. I don't want to have sex with you. Like, I'll be walking around telling people, like, I don't want you. I don't want to have sex with you. I never want you to be alive with your money, nigga, because that money is blood money. And I say, like, all the fucking time, like, I don't care for your destiny because your destiny is fake and false anyways. And I don't give a fuck that you're trying to make it seem like you want me in order to make it seem like you care for me so that you can be able to make it seem like you can save me when in fact you are the one who put me in the fucking false position to begin with, type shit. I'm saying, Four of Pentacles, I'm tired of people trying to make it seem like they have some sort of superiority complex over my identity just to be able to make it seem like they made a mistake to assume position, to apologize to me for something that I never even gave a fuck about. Like, really. And that's how they've been trying to like sneak in through the back door to try and come and make it seem like we have some sort of connection. And cycle complete, and that's exactly what the fuck they can't do. And that's exactly what the fuck they can't do. And that's exactly why I be talking about it. Because I'm not gonna allow people come here and try and kill me. I'm not going to allow you to come here and kill me, okay? I'm not going to allow you come here and kill me, all right? It's just not how it's going to work, all right? I'm not going to allow you come here and in fact, the moment you think about attacking me, you get attacked 10 times fold. You think it's a game, but it's not a game. You see? You think it's a game, but it's not a game. Are they mowing the lawn on the fucking floor? What the fuck, bro? I can't make this up just to disturb. These people are disturbed. I'm saying these people are disturbed. Look. What's going on, Holy Spirit? I can't make this up. Look, Hierophant, Queen of Wands. Yeah, asking question. Yo, I can't make this up. These people are haters. Hello. These people are haters. Like, how did like, how is someone mowing the lawn in the hallway? How are they mowing the hall? Like, the what? How are they mowing the hallway? What's going on? I'm so like, are they cleaning up the hallway? I can't even go check because like, so they're not sending me. Listen, when they moved me into this apartment, you see, I can't make this shit up. They want me to blame them for something so that they wouldn't be able to see. And it gets louder when I'm telling the truth. It gets louder when I'm telling the truth. And then when I start diverting away from the truth, they want to make it quieter so that they're like, well, listen, now you can listen to her. Now you can listen to her type shit. I can't make this up. I can't make this up, y'all. My cat just ran away. So let's see. What's the truth, Holy Spirit? So basically, I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. So basically, 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords in reverse, lying, cheating, fucking idiots. Like, they think that they weren't gonna get caught. They thought that we didn't know. They thought that we weren't gonna reject them. They thought that they weren't gonna be rejected for their foolish behavior. It's literally getting heated. Literally, like, that's what it is. And they're trying to hide the fact that they were rejected, that they can't have equal give and take, that they're not supposed to be here. They possibly signed the position to be able to disturb people. So this is people who are getting paid just to be able to. This is like when people think they know the idea of work hard, play hard. It's like, but they're like 14 and this is deep type energy. That's what it's giving. It's like people who think that they know how to hustle. It's people who think that they know how to do side jobs, that they think that they know how to like survive this world. And really, it's just like, I'm 14 and this is deep energy. Like, it's not even, it's like, oh, okay. Like type shit. I can't pick it up. So, thank you. When these I can't even make it, when these people are like, they remind me of my ex. They remind me of my ex because my ex used to what is his face? My ex used to be in a frat, and he always had that like frat boy energy, and I could just feel my divine masculine. Yeah, I could just feel my divine masculine coming in here being like, bitch, stay the fuck away from my girl. Like, so basically, and I appreciate that. And so is this energy of like, Mom, do you like my macaroni house project? And then immediately, do you think Uncle Trevor's gonna stick his fingers up my ass again? Like type shit. Like, it's kind of concerning. Like, it's kind of concerning. Yeah, see, I knew it. Page of Wands energy. I fucking knew it. That's the energy. And that's why these people think that they know what hustling is, and they think they know what work hard, play hard is because they have constantly been rewarded only as a form of ignorance. Okay, like these are parents who are like, well, I'm gonna reward you for looking away from my discretions, from looking away from my pain, from looking away from what's been going on, and being a good daughter or being a good son. I'm gonna pay you so that you can be able to make yourself feel at home in this Stockholm syndrome, Munchausen House syndrome energy that I've just tried to put you in for your entire life type shit. And that's what the collective is going through right now. And the collective is finding out like, hey, like, you know what, like, what the fuck, like, why do I have to be forced into a conformity of a mental illness state? Like, why do I have to conform my life around mental illness when the truth is that mental illness is there to be cured? Like, what are we getting sick for here? Like, what are we getting sick to die? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Lover's energy is like, what is the purpose of what you are doing? Like, if you can't even find purpose in your strength, then what the fuck is the purpose of your weakness? You know, if you can't find purpose in your weakness, then how the fuck are you going to find purpose in your strength? How the fuck are you going to find, look, I can't even, we went from the Ace of Pentacles when I was talking about finding purpose in your weakness, literally finding purpose in your weakness. And that was the Ace of Pentacles. And then we're talking about how the fuck are you going to even find the purpose in your strength? And it goes to Page of Pentacles. It's literally a question, because it's not a question of finding purpose in your strength. Obviously, your strength has purpose. You would be able to tell that right away. King of Pentacles energy, you see? Your strength obviously has purpose. But what about the purpose in your weakness? What about the... Exactly, that's the Chariot energy. And so, yeah. And so right now... Yeah, so literally there's, see this heartbreak right here with the battles and the Five of Wands energy, which is that intuitive awareness about these tests, these intellectual tests that these beings, entities, these people, or these corporate energies try to put on us so that they can be able to level up without us, without even realizing that their intellect is walking away from them. As in, like, there are these people who continuously try to test us, try to make it seem like we don't know what we're doing or how it is for us, trying to make it seem like we don't know how insane it is for them to be behaving that way. Like, it is crazy for them to be behaving like that. Like, it's absolutely insane for them to be listening in on conversations, to be able to interrupt someone when they are trying to speak their truth. Like, it's actually pretty crazy. Like, that's the Five of Swords energy. But it brings a lot of adversity to my thought process, where I'm thinking like, why do people behave like this? Why do they act like this? What's the philosophy behind this? I ask questions. I ask all these good ass questions, and they give me good ass motherfucking answers. I don't know what to say. People seem like to have a problem with that. People seem to have a problem with good questions, because they feel like, okay, so in order for you to ask good questions, you have to also be connected with the goodness in the world, the goodness within yourself, and the goodness in reality. And the best and the goodest thing and the most good and truly the only good in the world is with God, because God is real, and that's really what it is about. And that's really what it's about. People are just unbelievers. They're unfaithful. They don't believe in God. They don't trust God. They don't trust in the energy of the divine. They don't trust their magic. They don't trust their bodies. They don't trust their parents. They don't trust their relatives. They don't trust their neighbors. They don't trust the word. They don't trust anything. And because they don't trust anything, they're not investing in anything worth trusting. You understand? Because when you're talking about a trust, you're also talking about funding and founding and energy where it comes to investments. And we're talking about Venusian business energy, trust energy, okay? And then you have Scorpio energy with trust and Taurus energy, which is a contract, Taurus marriage contract, okay? Then you have Devil Capricorn energy with Hibitsukaiser energy coming through with the come through, canceling out that Cancer contract, that tumor bullshit contract, right? Killing that fucking snake, moving on from the 8th house to the 9th house, that Chariot energy, moving on from that energy into 10th house energy where you find Capricorn, like I said, Devil energy. So then you have Devil in reverse, disillusionment of the contract, to find Taurus energy there, right? As a marriage, a union, right? Marriage is spirit and matter. You have that union representing that kind of Capricornian energy, which would be the bond. That's the trust bond, okay? That's trusting, okay? That's funding, okay? That's that energy of liberation, okay? That's what it is. And they want to make it seem as if marriage is not that kind of liberation, as if when two people are passionate about each other, they have to be apart from each other or else they will die. And it's like, no, bitch, like, we have to be together if we're passionate about each other, or else the flame is going to burn both of us. And that's really what it's about, twin flame energy. And that's what the lesson was always about. That's what the energy is about. Like if we're not alchemizing the truth with each other in person, like, we will not be able to manage the kind of position of authority that we're meant to be managing when it comes to our own personal lives. And that's why we know how crazy it looks when people are constantly trying to interrupt us from living our lives, whether it's subconsciously, whether it's intuitively, whether it is physically, in any kind of way, shape, or form. Okay? Yeah, see, it's a continuous thing, because now it's like the silence, it becomes the silence now is like that, all that dark ass energy, all that noise, all that simulation came through now is being alchemized by the silence. But even the silence now becomes like threatening, you know what I mean? The silence now becomes like I'm saying, like, the silence becomes like heartbreaking. It becomes, there's a stillness that happens that people aren't able to handle. People aren't able to handle when they need to learn how to flow without awkwardness. Like, these are people who haven't mastered their awkward, weird energy yet. They haven't mastered their sensuality. I'm telling you, see why? You see why you need to be sensual. You see why you need to be able to learn how to utilize your sacral chakra properly. You see why you need to pray, because this is where that abundance energy, remember I talked about the overflow, the surplus energy. I talked about the overwhelming energy, right? Yeah, and that's what these people had rejected. They didn't want to feel overwhelmed. They didn't want to feel uncomfortable. They didn't want to feel like they didn't want to feel the real true feelings that they were supposed to feel. So they felt as if it was their job to then resonate out that frequency, because they thought that was going to be able to liberate them, when they didn't understand that they were allowing negative aura energies around themselves, covering themselves, instead of emanating the light outwards and purifying their own auras, so that the bright white light of the heavens can come down and purify your spirit, right? Your Holy Spirit, which would then bring you success. And that's exactly what I'm trying to talk about. And people have had and there are people who've had like their minds set on specific narratives, and the only reason that they're set on those narratives is because of the resentment, the set of the resentment. Okay, they are resenting their previous culture, or the culture that they were in the past, because they are convinced that they didn't have to change in the first place. And it's like, it's complex when you approach change from a past perspective or a past narrative. When you are in the middle of change, it is best to allow the flow to move, so that you can be able to see and track and sense how to be able to move with that flow rather than against it, right? This is the power of journey, voyeurism. This is like the energy of travel and ascension as well. Yeah, and here it is. So it looks like there are people who, like, when it comes to relativity, theory of relativity, relative energy, being able to relate to specific contracts, okay? So these are people who, they're just, there are people, okay, so when we talk about contracts, what is it that, when we talk about contracts, what is it that we as divine beings communicate about? Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father, okay, Astral Galactic Council, what is it that we talk about when we resonate, when we talk about contracts and marriages? It's usually about sensuality. Engagement ring, and it came out right here, right? I'm telling you, engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. I'm telling you, Like, that's really how the liberation works. It literally, I'm saying, people are trying to take away relationship evolving to the next phase, inner child growth. Like, people are trying to take away the concept of commitment and marriage and a relationship being liberating, because they feel as if they've been in a relationship and they've been and they weren't, and they knew they weren't in a happy partnership. They knew they weren't in a happy relationship. They knew their contracts were false. They knew that the shit was karmic. They knew that it was abusive. They knew that it was awful. But instead of walking away from it, they decided to try and normalize it in order to do their own healing. But that is not how the healing works or happens. The healing works and happens when you are creatively overcoming the situation for yourself. See, soulmates, love, and lightning. I'm telling you, bruh. So this is what we as divine beings talk about. The great change. This is the shift. This is the shifting energy, okay? This is why people have been talking about shape-shifting. Paradise, I'm telling you, this is why people have been talking about, I'm saying date, wedding ring. I'm telling you, this is exactly what the fuck they've been trying to hide from people. It's like shifting, okay? I want to also explain to you guys what shifting is, okay? So the when you're traveling in dimensions or traveling through dimensions, there are you will have minors, okay? There are children who live in other dimensions, who travel through dimensions as well, and they're safe in those dimensions. But then you have fucking like idiots who think it's okay to travel through those dimensions to have sex with those children because they truly believe that that's okay, and it's not. Because these children are fully well and alive, and they know how to shift realities very fucking well, much better than our generation. Okay, and it's the younger generation that's able to do this. Okay, and so we have to be able to reach up and level up to master that energy, because they are our younger generation. So they already learned what we're learning now, and they've already been born to be able to teach us what they're teaching us right now when it comes to shifting parallel realities, consent, permission, and standing up for yourself and your word, right? Literally success in that arena, success in that energy, because then you understand that you are no more or no less than anybody else who is born earlier or later than anybody else. But there are some people who truly there are people who don't understand what sexually transmitted demons are. There are people who don't understand what shifting parallel realities are. People who don't understand dimension hopping, dimension changing, quantum leaping. People don't understand quantum observation theories. They don't understand, and it's not to be able to make people feel involuntarily obligated to be able to learn. Like, if you want to go to hell to be able to learn those lessons, like, it's up to you. But for us, we like to study ahead of time. You know what I mean? Like, nobody likes going into a test unprepared. Nobody see, that's what I'm talking about. Not one person would like to go to a test unprepared. Not one person would like to go to an exam not knowing what's going to be on the exam. Like, this is what it is about. It's like people trying to approach energies that aren't like okay, so I want to explain something. When I was crying, I'd be crying, stressed the fuck out. Like, I'll be in tears, in pain. I'm sober as fuck. Like, I'm trying to be able to figure something out, and somebody will come to me like, hey baby, you want to have sex, honey? Like, you want to fuck, baby? Like, and I'm like sitting there like, what is going on? What are you talking about? And they're like, oh my gosh, you're such a fucking whore, you're a slut. And I'm like sitting there like, what's happening? Like, and that's really what it is about. Like, that's this Five of Pentacles energy that these people are in. So that's their books. That's what they're reading. That's what they think is normal. You know, these people behave this way towards me and behave this way towards feminine energies, and they think it's normal. They don't understand that it's not okay. And yeah, so divine masculine's pulling through with the pull through, right? Coming through to say like, yeah, it's not okay for you to think that you're entitled to anybody's land, property, energy, body, or anything like that. Like, you, in fact, the fact that you think you're titled is hilarious. Like, you really believe that your name is your name. Like, you really believe that when your parents gave you a name, that was the name that God gave you. Okay, like, what's really going on there? You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what it is. It's like, people are thinking that they can't question even the most basic things about their reality just to come find out that they are really haven't even been known who they are. Like, niggas will walk around with whole characters and identities that has nothing to do with them or anything in their reality, but then they will also be too afraid to question whether the fruit is real or not. Like, they'll also be too afraid to question if if I'm telling you, like, people will be too afraid to question if that tree is real or not, but they will look at the fake ass fig tree, and then they'll come to Jesus and be like, Jesus, why did you curse that tree? And Jesus will be like, what the fuck you mean, nigga? Like what the fuck did you mean by that? Like, actually, like, that's what it is. And people really want to be able to take away the power that you have to stand up against this depressing ass energy that people always try to put you in. Yeah, temperance. Like, people always want to make it seem like you don't have a right to stand up against, you know, fucking demons. And it's like, it's really crazy. It's like people always want to act like you don't have a right to stand up for life. You don't have a right to stand up for God. Like, you don't have a right to stand up. Like, they'll always try to make it seem that way because that's the hate of the world. That's the hate of the world. It has nothing to do with the hate in our hearts, because there's no hate in my heart. I know that for a fact. And that's basically what people are trying to understand. How is there no hate in my heart, and yet I'm saying the things that I'm saying? Well, it's simply put, I'm not saying anything that would represent that kind of hate in your own fucking life. Why the fuck would I care about that? That should have been the first fucking thought. Like, really? Why the fuck should I care about that? Why the fuck should I care about, like, why should I care about, like, see, like, why should I give a fuck? Like, why should I give a fuck? And that's really the justice about the situation, is that I don't have to. This is with love. Everything I do is with love. So you know, I don't want to be questioned or tested or examined in any way that isn't even conducive to my reality. It's not even like, you're not even trying to approach my reality the way it's supposed to be approached. So at the end of the day, you're simply just not invited to my reality. Simple as that. And it's like people think that, oh, that means that, oh, she thinks, no, it really isn't. It doesn't. No, thank you. No, thank you. No. You know when, you know, there are people in Nigeria who, like, they're cleaning the windows, right, of the cars and shit. And there are people who selling ground nuts, and then they're like, please buy this right now. Please buy. And you're like, no, please no, like, no, thank you. In fact, I'll give you money. Here's the money. Just leave my shit alone. Type shit, like, just like type. You know what I mean? And that's really what's going on. So I'm saying, King of Pentacles, like, people really don't understand how it is to, like, not want a service from someone, not want someone to service you, not wanting someone to try and pry themselves into your life, to try and make it seem like, people just don't understand that energy. And that's the energy I have. I just don't want people trying to come into my life pretending like they can do something for me or help me when the person who knows what I want is already doing what they know that I would like. You know what I mean? Like, they already know what I want. They already know what I like. They already are on their journey. I'm saying, like, and the 2 cups energy is not for people to come in and abuse and use and stuff like that. It is still, I'm saying, it is a pure contract. It's a pure contract. And if you truly believe that you can't have a pure contract because you truly believe it's karmic, see, that's the thing. That's what happens when you hate on children. That's what happens when you don't like children. And I understand that the only reason that you might not like children is if you don't like your own inner child. And that's really what it is. If you don't like your own inner child because you haven't developed a relationship with your inner child to be able to understand why you did the things that you did when you were a child, then you're never going to be able to learn how to forgive yourself for the things that you did as a child. Then you will always look at yourself, and you will always look at your inner child like the villain in your story, and you will never evolve past that point. And that's really what I guess that's what people needed to know. And that's what brings all the 4 pentacles together, right? That's the foundation now built, right? Everybody now saw me on, I don't know if I posted the video or not, but basically I had 3 cents before. Remember, I was like, that's my 3 cents, right? And now here's my 4 cents, right? This is my foundation, 444. And yeah, see, and I took my time to build it. I actually spent energy to be able to make this happen. I spent money, I spent time, I spent value, I spent a lot. I spent a lot getting myself to the point that I am now. And I worked and earned more. 10 and 300 and 5,000 and 10 billion, dang, and more. And I produced 100 folds of more and more and more, like billion folds of more and more and more energy for the reserve. And this is the reserve and perseverance of my ancestry, and reserve and preservation of my power, and the reserve and preservation of my family. And for me to be able to share that with people, I need to be able to also make sure that that energy isn't going to harm those people. And if they don't even understand that, like if they don't even have that kind of self-respect or courtesy for that kind of action, that they will not be able to receive it even if I wanted to give it to them. So people continuously coming over to make it seem like they have done something in particular to be able to claim something that is of mine doesn't make any sense, because why would it even be mine to begin with? Like, why would you even believe that something like that would be mine up until the moment that you realize like that these people have been stalking me, they've been trying to hurt me, they've been trying to kill me, they've been trying to do a lot of these things to me so that I wouldn't be able to produce these things for the society that we live in, because they truly cannot stand the fact that we are not Nazis. We do not fuck with bigots. We don't fuck with racists. We don't like violence. We don't want to kill, steal, and destroy. We don't want to avoid the wars. We don't want to pretend to give a shit. We don't want to play in your fucking theater and then like take money and dip. We don't want to pretend like we're gonna be happy in the woods all alone without love interests or family members or people. We don't want to pretend like we are okay with being isolated. We don't want to pretend like we're okay being uncomfortable. We don't want to pretend to be anything other than who we are, and we don't even want to pretend to act as if we are anything other than what we are. And that's truly what it is about. That's why I got into cosplay. That's why I got into OnlyFans. That's why I got into art, because I was learning, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing and learning how to express myself, and I'm growing and learning how to be able to approach my reality in a way that is going to be progressive in the future, even if I'm not here anymore, which is that's how I can continuously make sure that the reality that is within me is going to be truly immortal, because I know my life is, and I don't want to come here in another lifetime again having to deal with the same bullshit all over again this long. Okay, the more I reincarnate, the faster this bullshit gets over with. And that's what I truly believe. I truly know that in my heart, you know, like that's really, I'm here to, like, these investments that people had made, right, on me and within me, like, that was not in vain type shit. Like, people did invest in me and it wasn't in vain, right? But I had to deal with all of this because of those investments. You get it? Like, just because you gifted someone something doesn't mean that it's gonna be good for them. But because of how I am as a person, I can't not take it. So I usually would take it, and then I would then have to go through a healing process, which is what, yeah, but that's the thing, is that the healing process is what allows evolution to be triggered in the first place. Like I said, adversity and that conflict energy allows you to grow. Okay, healthy competition is good. We don't like to compete with each other, but that's because a lot of people don't. It's like bullies in the playground. Okay, it's like bullies in the playground. It's like when you're playing a game with someone and you're like, this is a safe zone, and they're like, no, it's not, bitch. Like, and they start like fucking bullying you type shit, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, this is supposed to be a fucking game. Like, and you're a kid and you have to like wake up and realize like, this nigga crazy. Like, I'm not finna play with this nigga. Like that's what I mean. It's a lot of things are going to be changing when it comes to the way that we grow in our society. A lot of things are going to be changing when it comes to the way that we view our reality, view our society, view our maps, our everything, our for real. Like pirates, like things are going to be changing when things are just going to be becoming a lot more considerably obvious. Okay, considerably obvious, as in like very much, oh, okay, we see who's the crazy one, we see who's trying to protect themselves, we see how God works type shit. Like it's going to become increasingly obvious how our reality has manifested within itself. Judgment. It's going to be increasingly obvious how the universe works. It's going to be increasingly obvious how people got into the position of being in pain or harm for themselves, what they even did to get there, okay? And it's also going to be about levels of consideration when it comes to animal and plant life around here, because I keep trying to feed my cat on time. I keep trying to clean on time. Like, it's 11:06 right now. Luckily, it's still early. You know what I mean? I keep trying to hit my markers on time. I'm trying to hit my times, my checkpoints on time. But it's like someone wants to, like, there's always this intrusive energy that I keep on trying to, like work without. But that energy really feels like I have to, like, acknowledge its respect and presence. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? You know, justice, like, what is it now? Like, okay, so this is literally divine intervention. Thank God. Amen. So this is like with permission, and this is what I'm talking about. So this is like the divine allowing me to express my permissions, my permissibility, my permissions. Okay. Yeah. And basically that's persimmons. Okay. I really do love persimmons. Okay. So it's like allowing me, the divine is allowing me to express my true character, my true being, how I really act, how I really am, and why people truly like why people bullied me, and why people like treated me the way that they treated me, and like why people thought it was okay to do what they thought that they like there's a lot of reasons why people thought that it was okay for them to treat me the way that they thought that it was okay to treat me, and it was never okay to begin with at all. Like, what's normal about looking at me and being like, I want to kill her? Like, that's not normal. Like, that's mentally deranged. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up. Like, you can't, like, what's normal about looking at someone like me and then being like, oh, I want to fuck her senseless, and you don't even know who I am? Like that's crazy. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's unstable. You know what I mean? But you're also not my divine masculine type shit. Like, and that's what makes me glitch out. Like, because I actually do know who my divine masculine is. I also know who my twin is. I also know about my love interests. Okay, I know who my other love interests are. And when people try to compete against them with this fucking fuck shit energy, right? With this Page of Cups energy, and it's just like, what, like, how, huh? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So this is what people are putting themselves in poverty, trying to compete with love interests that they have no fucking business competing with at all, because they think that they're in competition with these love interests, because they really think that, like, so. But that's what I'm trying. That's arrogance. That's arrogance. And that's the thing about it, is I don't deal with arrogant behavior. Like, if you really want to be a big dick energy, like, where you at though? Like, for real, like, where you at though? Because some nigga was just walking around here trying to block my energy field and trying to make my energy field be all noisy and shit. But where are you at though? But like, so what, I'm gonna go fuck that person? Huh? I'm really wondering, like, what is it that people want from me? Like every single guy who treats me negative, they want me to go fuck that person. Like, they want me to go and have sex with that person so that they can be able to act like I'm some kind of whore or slut. And just like, it doesn't make sense to even go that far. I'm saying it doesn't make sense to go that far. It literally is messengers who are like people who are trying to, there are people who are trying to spread misinformation and false messages in my name, or under my name, or under my authority, or under what I'm doing. And they're really trying their best to be able to make it seem like they have some look at the Page of fucking Swords looking at the fucking Ace of fucking Wands. Like, make it make sense. They're literally thinking that, look, they're dreaming. I can't make this up. They're dreaming about days that they're gonna take upon their spiritual path. They're dreaming about days that they're going to be able to be free and liberated. And I'm like, liberate yourself, bitch. Like, and they're looking at me like, huh? Like, crazy. I'm saying, And I'm showing, wow, the Empress is coming out when I said crazy. And that's that's been the projection on me. See? I can't make this up. They're literally projecting on me that I'm crazy. And then I look at them and I go, yeah, bitch, I'm fucking crazy. I'm psychopathic. I'm insane. I'm fucking nuts, bitch. Like, like, and then they try to come to swim to calmer waters. They try to, but then because they don't know where to go, they're like, oh shit, like, where do we go? Do we go to her? Do we go to, and then I'm like, see, this is why the calmer waters is my energy. That's why they can't walk away. Because that's why they want to use my power to walk away from me. And I'm like, that makes sense. I'll be the one to walk away, nigga. I'll be the one to take my time and fucking leave. I'll be the one to decide when I want to fucking go, where I want to go, and how I'm going to get there. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm going to do that knowing that this divine cup is with God. And I don't have to worry about rejection because it is divine protection and judgment is already here. And that's really that's why people are in this energy, trying to make me seem like I'm in this energy. But when I alchemize it, they want to seem like they're all hurt and depressed by that. But then they want to also ignore and neglect my ancestors and the spiritual protection my ancestors brought into this reality out of like spite. Like spiting the nose to cut the face. Spiting the face to cut the nose, or whatever the fuck kind of saying it is, right? Like cutting the nose to spite the face type shit, right? And that's really what it is. That's really what it's about. Yeah. And that's about it. I can't stand with eavesdroppers. I can't do that. I can't do with like peeping toms and fucking like people who are like fake people who are like watching. It was just 11:11. People who are like watching but not watching. People who comment but don't comment. Like, but then I also understand like, you know, I'm just very diverse. So when it comes to like energies and like communities and stuff like that, like I think, yo, I can't even. The truth. Look. So I am even, okay? I am even, okay? That means that I'm equal. I'm whole. I'm wholesome, okay? But when I say I can't even, like, it means that, like, I can't reason with energies that spite strength and power. I can't reason with energies like that. I can't reason with energies that hate on virtue and beauty and eloquence and life and love and God. I can't even with that. I can't reason with that. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Because every logical and creative and any kind of wisdom, any kind of smarts will show you directly that like that does not work like at all. And in every kind of way, in every other scripture, in every single thing, in every kind of mannerism, in every kind of possible reality that exists, the light will always win and always does win, and it's always against the dark, and it's always with God. And that's Archangel Michael pulling through with the pull through, helping me communicate about the resolve of the circumstances, the situations that we are currently in as a collective and in society, in the world, and not just fucking America, obviously. Oh, what the fuck? That's crazy the way it's coming out like this. Wow. Holy shit. I just fucking peeped game so fucking hard on this. Oh my goodness. God forbid. I rebuke the image of the devil. That looked like in Russian деньги. It looked like money, like written down in Russian. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. I literally never seen that before. That was insane. That shit looked like it said деньги. it looked like it said money. It literally looked like it said money. And once again, money is the root of all evil. And I can't make this shit up. Деньги не проблема. Деньги не проблема. Деньги есть, деньги есть. Как же это охуенно, right? У меня была проблема, я ее любил. Появились деньги, я не забыл. Ведь деньги не проблема. Из-за испина наш сон не бьет мозг, и шелест не пиздешь. Ведь деньги не проблема, от Нина по пути. Деньги не проблема, если на попутеть. С ними 5 по 5к или 2 по 15к. Конечно, тем не меньше 18 лет. Я ебал золотого тельца и батюшки. Купить все, что хочет мой брат. Что я клону пидорасов, а не наоборот рад. Что поперед рад. Ведь деньги не проблема. Деньги это значит, я больше не буду пересчитывать сдачу, я скоро... Лаг. Ведь деньги не проблема. Деньги это значит в магазине, я больше не пересчитываю сдачу, я скоро куплю на... Пусть по Африке меня катают, буду смотреть, как негритяне голодают. Okay, so basically, this is about structure, political structures when it comes to social integrity and cultural settings and evolution of healing process. This is also about currency. This is about stock marketing. This is about economics, okay? And this is also about prefectures. Ooh, we're getting into it. I've been waiting for this moment because I predicted this. So basically, I knew that they were going to have like a divergent energy, like basically like factions and stuff like that, because during the imperialistic times, because that's really what we're going towards, is imperialistic times, so that we can have more empresses, kings, queens, and such like that, to be able to help with the government and governing the people, so that we are able to have proper communities and societies, because that's basically the imperial ideal. Okay, and with the imperial ideal, we are able to also maintain economic values as well as household values, so that we're able to then have production over time. So we knew that, like, obviously we can't utilize the same radicalist movements that our previous ancestors did, but learning from those ideals will be able to allow us to actually build the communities that we require. So I'm actually thinking of like building prefectures like in Japan, like stuff, but I would actually have to go to Japan to be able to truly understand the prefectures and understanding the socioeconomic values of those identities, as well as the architectural values of those energies. And for me to be able to do that, I would actually have to be able to be I would just have to be able to at least get out the house, and and that's why people like to talk shit about me. It's because they're like, oh well, she talks so much and she never gets to do anything. And I'm like, that's because y'all keep on blocking me, because you think that I just speak out of my ass. And when I talk about working together, you guys lie to me. Every single person who I've asked to work together with has lied to me, to the point where it has put me in a disadvantage in my destiny and in my life. It's not true, but that's how it looks like, because that's how these people get weeded out, so that when I can finally get up on to my true path and destiny, I will never get to see these people ever again. And instead of them understanding that, they want to continuously sabotage themselves. Literally, it doesn't hurt anyone but themselves. And it doesn't hurt my divine masculine, doesn't hurt me either. And I mean, we are gonna get justice for our pain. We are gonna get justice for our pain. We are gonna get justice for what we do, because we transmute. We know how to transmute our pain into power. We work really hard to be able to manage our resources, right? And this is us learning how to manage ourselves, manage our resources, manage our truth, manage our stability, manage our compatibility as well. That's 15, 5, 6, that's 6. That's with alignment as well. That's success. All right. And that's it for this reading, 11/19. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend. Okay. 11/20. So that's like also like that 2020 energy. Okay. So, you know, during 2020, they used to joke around 2020 vision, 2020 vision. I do not have 2020 vision. Just in case. So that's also funny. Like, that should be an indicator. Like, that should be an indicator. Yeah. People want to make it seem like I don't know, man. People are, so this is also about trends. Whatever. People need to learn that trends are just like currency exchange programs. Like, that's all they are. They're trends because they are currency exchange programs created to be able to manipulate the economic systems. But that's natural alchemy, honestly. If you don't know how it goes, that's because you're not educated. At this point in reality, it's like if you're just dumb and you're daft and you can't figure it out, like, you should be able to study. And if you don't know how to study, then it'll take some time, but you will be all right, you know, at the end of the day. But just don't panic, you know, just don't panic. And I feel like that's where people are getting lost at, is like the not panic part. Like, how are we supposed to not panic? Well, honey, like, how was I supposed to not panic when those situations were occurring? How was Jesus not supposed to panic? Like, how are we all not supposed to panic? Like, we all fucked up and we all panicked at some point. That's why we learn not to fucking panic, okay? We learn not to fucking panic. It takes some time. Like I said, we will get justice for our pain. Like I said, we will get justice for what happened to us. But I'm not understanding that rejection is divine protection at this time is going to only cause more fucking like damage. And that's why we move past that point and understand that this is not the energy that we are in when we are making decisions. This is the energy we are in when we're learning to master situations. Because how are you supposed to master something if you're not allowing yourself be a student of it first? Right? And that's where that strength comes from. Like I said, if you know how to be able to utilize your strength, then obviously you're going to need to give purpose to your weakness. Because why the fuck do you have weaknesses that you can't even purpose and repurpose in your life? Make it make sense. God gave you resources. God gave you everything you ever needed to be able to do what you need to do in life. And people are acting like this victory is not sure or certain. No, this is a certain victory. You see this card? You see how it was made? You see that somebody out there had a victory. Millions of people have had these victories. This is a certain victory. And this certain victory is always going to be in the divine feminine, because the divine feminine always gives it to God. Why? Because that is literally her divine masculine. So now ye are gods. It's time for you to wake up and realize your assembly of power. The Holy Spirit is real. Okay, Jesus Christ is real. All right. See Gemini energy coming through with the come through. My brother is alive and he's well and he's very much real. Okay. And it's time for people to learn how to accept that, like, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that it's not real or it's not true. Things can exist even in unreality, but yeah, that's it. Okay, y'all. Okay, so destiny is here for, or karma, dharma is here for anyone who wants it, needs it, requires it, who wants to watch the whole thing go down. If you're here to learn anything, I hope you've learned something. If you're here to get something, I hope you've got it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're here to not get nothing, I hope that's what you got as well. Like, I hope you guys get exactly what you're looking for at all times, because that's the only way for people to learn how to not make mistakes anymore. Okay, because you got to make mistakes to learn how to not make the same mistakes. Like, the fuck. And I feel like people want to be able to intentionally make the mistakes that they know is not for them to make. Like, how do you know, like, not to put your hand on a hot stove, but you still want to pretend like that's the lesson that you have to learn? Like, you didn't have to learn that lesson. You already knew not to do that. So, you know, take your fucking reward, take your fucking prize, and go take your cake, take it 200. It's like starting off a Monopoly game late. Like people have already done like 4 or 5 rounds, have collected 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like have already collected 1,000, you know, 400 like Monopoly monies and whatnot, and you're just starting off the game and you only have the original amount, and then somebody else will hop in and they're like real popular and they're like, hey, what I miss, and everybody's like, oh shit, like this person's here, let's give them their Monopoly money for the time that they've missed, you know, because it's not fair. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting. It's like people trying to give people like some sort of levy or leverage of a situation when the balance of the scales is the levy. Like the scales do need to be balanced, but people want to always tip the scales, always want to imbalance them in order to make things go in their favor or in their praise. And it's like, no, bitch, the fucking scales are meant to be balanced. Like, you should be aware you should be aware of your energy. You should be aware of how lighthearted you are, to be able to make sure that when your heart is being weighed, that it's lighter than whatever the fuck is on the other side. And that's really what it's about. Like, who cares what's on the other side? Let's make sure your heart is lighter. That's the only way that you will be able to assure yourself of this certain victory. Like I said, within that divine feminine energy, there's no other fucking way. It's Libra. It's truly Libra energy. And I have Libra highly aspected multiple times in my chart, and people really don't understand that it's not an aspect in my chart that people can just like separate me from. And I had to truly understand that I can't even abuse that title. I can't even use that title, bro. I can't even use that to say nothing, because I had to go through the same shit everybody else had to go through just to be able to reach the part that says, oh, it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, literally like and at the end of the day, I had to be able to understand all those lessons, regardless if it even mattered or not. Like, it was only to be able to approach my reality, my destiny, my life the way I'm supposed to approach it, so that I can be able to do what I actually am meant to be doing. But yeah, we're done with this reading, and I hope everybody has closure. I hope this is I hope the reading was useful to y'all. Let's grab one more love card here. Grim Reaper, the relationship is over. Yeah, so this is the ending of this video. I know it's like a long ass video. I know you guys, I haven't been the same energy that I used to be. I know that things are really different now, but I feel like this is going to be for the better for everyone at the end of the day, if we just learn how to master these gifts and powers as soon as possible, so that when time comes, when people actually start trying to come back and stuff, we'll be able to discern who is for us and who is against us, and there will be Judases, there will be people who will try to go against us, even though they're not supposed to, or they don't even want to themselves. But it's really going to be character witnessing. It's like jury duty at this time. So yeah, I actually think I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, so I hope you guys had a great day. My name is Mimi, and I hope I'll see you guys next time. Bye.